Hi friends, happy Wednesday. I'm Susie Leachy. I'm a certified health coach specializing in women's reproductive health, and I help women naturally balance their hormones through nutrition and lifestyle. So as some of you may know, but maybe not, I graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. That's where I received my health coaching certification. So I'm very into nutrition. It's a passion of mine, and I learned a lot through my schooling and also just doing a lot of research on my own. I kind of geek out on this stuff. But I know that when it comes to nutrition, there is a lot of conflicting information out there. One day you hear fats are bad. No, actually fats are good. Eat all fat all the time. Carbs are bad. No, eat only carbs. Eat just fruits and veggies and grains. Or eat a wholesome, hearty breakfast. No, don't eat breakfast, just fast and have coffee or something like that. Or eat a plant-based diet. No, eat a meat-based diet. That's the best. Or, have a bedtime snack. Or no, don't eat anything after 7 p.m. There are just so many different theories out there and so many different dietary theories. In fact, at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, we learned about over 100 different dietary theories. So the school doesn't advocate for one over the other. It just, made us aware of all the different theories that are out there. And we learned about everything from veganism to paleo to Ayurveda to macrobiotics. So there's so much out there. And I know that it can be really confusing. And, I like learning about all these different things, but I don't want everyone else and you all to be caught up in the minutia of what specific foods and when to eat them, because that's just no fun. So today I just want to simplify nutrition for you and provide just some simple principles of nutrition that anyone can follow to improve their health. So frankly, we're all very different, and bioindividuality is really key when it comes to nutrition. But overall, if you focus on these basic things that I'm about to share with you, you will feel better and also less stressed, because who wants to worry about every bite of food they put in their mouths? That's no fun. But if you just follow these basic things, it'll be a lot easier for you, I think. So as I go through, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I will answer them. And if you catch the replay and you have questions, also let me know and I'll be happy to get back to you. So I'm going to share with you 7 principles for good nutrition and making you feel better overall. So let's get started. Principle number 1 is choose whole foods rather than processed. So you don't have to be perfect here, and that's the same with really all of these, nutrition guidelines. Don't be perfect. I'm certainly not. I eat processed foods, but in general, I try to go for whole foods most of the time. So eating foods in their natural state is always going to be best. The fewer ingredients, the better, and the less processing, the better. So, choosing something like, I have a few snacks over here, choosing an apple over a store-bought applesauce is going to be better in general. Again, don't be perfect, but it's a good guideline. Just go with whole foods, banana, avocado, fruits and veggies, things with only one ingredient, that sort of thing, or things, without a nutrition fact label on it. Even something like going for, I love oatmeal. I've posted a little bit about how I like my oats in the past, but something like just getting rolled oats rather than quick cooking oats with added sugar and other ingredients. Even things like, I have this, and again, I'll eat this stuff occasionally, no problem, but in general, I like to stick with the whole food. So this is called Whenever bars. It's oat, peanut butter, chocolate chip. But just having the oats in general is obviously going to be better than that bar. Or some of you may have seen that I've posted in the past, I like to create these or prepare these energy bites with oats, peanut butter, chocolate chips, honey. So that's kind of similar to this, to be honest, but it's, I make it myself and I know all the ingredients and there's nothing else, so it's not really as processed. So that's just a good general guideline, choose whole foods rather than processed. And when you're at the supermarket, you know, you've probably heard before, shop the perimeter primarily, because that's where you're going to find your produce and your dairy and things like that that aren't as heavily processed as those. I'm sorry if you hear my cat in the background, she's playing with her toy. So I hear some jingling. But sticking with the perimeter, you're going to get mostly the produce and the foods that are less processed rather than, you know, the packaged chips and things like that. And even, you know, you're getting canned things, that's fine, but it's better to get just like an apple rather than canned applesauce or jarred applesauce or something like that. Those foods are fine on occasion, but again, in general, especially when you have the choice, choose whole foods rather than processed. Principle number 2, eat plenty of vegetables. I think no matter what dietary theory you prescribe to or whatever dietary theories you read about, almost everyone can agree, or pretty much everyone can agree, that vegetables are good for you and you should eat plenty of them. I know that there are some groups that advocate very, very low carb, and so some of the root vegetables are kind of off the table, but you know, in general, I think everyone can agree that vegetables are nutritious and you should eat plenty of them and eat a good variety. So most of us can benefit from eating more vegetables and also a greater variety of vegetables. You'll get more nutrients that way and more fiber as well, and you'll get a good variety of vitamins and minerals, which is really important. So eat your veggies. Principle number 3, be mindful of food quality. So food in its most natural state is going to be best. And there are some other things that go into this as well, like foods that are locally grown are going to be better than foods that are shipped from far away. Foods that have minimal or no pesticides or preservatives are also going to be better. And with animal products, how the animal lived, what they ate, how they were treated, that all matters. I mean, if you want to be a healthy animal, you have to eat healthy animals. So they're going to be more nutrient dense and have fewer toxins. So the meat that comes from these healthy animals, or the milk that comes from them when it comes to dairy products, is just going to be healthier. So look for, you know, pastured, grass-fed, wild-caught, all of those keywords that let you know that the animal was in its natural habitat, eating what it should be eating, and that's going to be much more nutritious for you. Also, when it comes to organic, you don't have to eat organic all the time, but being mindful of the Dirty Dozen list, you can find that at the Environmental Working Group's website. It's basically a list of the 12 fruits and vegetables that have or tend to have the most pesticides. So if you can at least avoid those most of the time, or not avoid them, but purchase those organic rather than conventional, then you'll avoid a lot of the majority of the pesticides. And if you're not able to do that, I know organic is more expensive, it's not always available, that's fine. I don't eat 100% organic either, even when it comes to Dirty Dozen, even though I try my best. You can use a fruit and veggie wash that gets rid of the majority of the pesticides. So I have one here, let me grab it. So this is an example. You can get this at your local grocery store or on Amazon. Actually, we have a big jug of it that we get on Amazon, that we use this to refill this spray bottle. So something like that. I mean, it might not remove everything, but it's going to be better than nothing. Okay, there's also on the Environmental Working Group's website, in addition to the Dirty Dozen, there's the Clean 15. So those are the fruits and veggies that are the cleanest and don't have as many pesticides, so you don't really have to prioritize buying organic for those. Things like avocado, because it has a thick skin that you're not going to eat, not as crucial to buy organic. Same with bananas, because you're not going to eat the skin. So, you don't really have to worry about buying organic for these. But things like, again, apples, strawberries are usually on the Dirty Dozen. Just take a look they update it periodically and see what's on there, and those are more important to get organic. So yes, food quality, it does matter when it comes to both fruits and veggies and when it comes to animal products. Okay, moving on to principle number 4. Cook and prepare most of your food yourself. So when you cook and prepare your own food, you know what's going into your food, and it's going to be healthier than if you were to go to a restaurant or eat a prepackaged or pre-prepared meal. And as an added bonus, it's also much more cost effective to cook and prepare most of your own food. So again, going back to my example of eating this oat peanut butter chocolate chip bar versus making my own peanut butter chocolate chip energy bites, I might eat this if I'm on the run, but I like to prepare my own stuff because it's much more cost effective and it's going to be healthier as well. So obviously it's okay to eat the packaged stuff occasionally, to go out to restaurants, of course, enjoy yourself, but the bulk of your food should be prepared by you in order to really improve your nutrition and your health. So that brings us to principle number 5. Eat in a relaxed state when possible and chew thoroughly. So I know that this is much easier said than done. I'm a mom, as many of you know, and it can be really difficult. A lot of my meals are with my almost 9-month-old, and I'm worrying about feeding him and what he's doing, and maybe he's getting a little fussy, or maybe he's, I'm making sure he doesn't choke on things. And so I'm not always super relaxed when I'm eating, I will admit. And even if you're not a mom, if you're stressed at work and you have to eat at your desk while working some days and you're under a lot of pressure, I've also been there. This isn't always possible, and I totally get that. Life happens. But in general, if your body can be in the what's called parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest mode, as opposed to the sympathetic state, which is your fight or flight mode, then you will digest much better, and you'll actually absorb nutrients better as well. Your stomach will feel better. Just overall, your digestion will improve. So one thing that I like to do, when I remember, is just take some deep breaths before eating and just be present with the food and with the meal, because that can actually be a first step into healing digestion, is just to be relaxed and chew your food thoroughly. Again, sounds simple, sometimes easier said than done, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. Okay, principle number 6. Listen to your body, not someone else's diet or food rules. So whether it's a family member, a friend, something you read on the internet, something you heard on the news or on a podcast. I know I'm a huge podcast junkie. Or even if it's a medical practitioner giving you advice, you know your body best, so listen to it. Maybe your friend swears by a dairy-free diet, but you don't have any ill effects from dairy and you enjoy it and nothing bad happens when you eat it. Or maybe your health practitioner recommends that you cook all your food in coconut oil, but you notice that when you do that, you don't feel so good. You get really bad stomach pains. Truly, one man's medicine is another man's poison. So that sounds cliche, but it's definitely true. And these kind of N=1 experiments that you can do on yourself are often the most enlightening. So listen to your body, try out different foods, see how you feel. Don't pay too much attention to someone else's diet that they're doing or what food rules or restrictions they may have. Just go with what works for you. So that brings us to the last principle, which is principle number 7, and that is avoid anything extreme. So be wary of anything that seems too extreme to you. Just use your common sense. If someone suggests, for example, that you eat 30 bananas in a day, this is only 3, but 10 times this amount, in order to improve your health and lose weight or whatever, be skeptical of that. By the way, it is a very extreme example of doing something extreme, but it's a real thing. It's called going on a trip to Banana Island, apparently. But we all know that having so little variety in your diet can't be a good thing. Bananas are fine, they have a lot of great nutrients, but you need a lot more variety than just bananas. You need different vitamins, minerals, you need more protein and fat, etc. Also 30 bananas has 420 grams of sugar. So I feel like that can't be great for blood sugar. I'll probably do a video all about managing blood sugar because I know that's a really hot topic and an important topic. So I will, and it's also really important for hormone health. So I will do a video on all about that in the future. But anyway, again, that's an extreme example, but the human body needs a variety of nutrients to function optimally. So in general, cutting out entire food groups or eating excessive amounts of one particular food is not good. I mean, there is a time and a place for some of these more extreme protocols, but you know, in general, for your daily life, assuming that you weren't prescribed something extreme by your physician, you can't go wrong with variety and moderation. That will help to ensure that your body gets the nutrition that it needs and that it doesn't get too much of a food that may be less nutritious, or doesn't work as well for your unique body. So those are my 7 principles for simplifying nutrition and improving your overall health. That's just my basic advice on nutrition, how to simplify things. There's plenty of more specific dietary tips and protocols that you can try out. There's definitely a time and a place for those, but again, everyone and every body is unique, so you have to find what works for you. If you do want to get more into the details of your nutrition and find something that works for you, or you have specific questions, this is something that I love helping people with. Again, I just really geek out on nutrition. So if you are interested in getting more guidance on your nutrition, I'd love to work with you on it. I am trained in this area and I really love this stuff, so I'd be happy to help you out. And I promise to still keep it simple for you, even if we work together and we talk about some of the more nuanced things about nutrition. It won't be anything too crazy or extreme. You know, food really is medicine, and having a coach to guide you on this can be really life-changing. So I'd be happy to help you out if you are interested. I do offer free 30-minute consultations. There's a link on my website, and I can also provide the link below the video as well for that. It's, you know, no pressure, no commitment. We would just hop on the phone for half an hour and chat about what you need help with and see if it's a good fit to work together. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments or send me a message and I will be happy to get back to you. I also wanted to mention that I have a private Facebook group called Hormone Balancing, Fertility, and Beyond. So if you're interested in this type of content that I'm sharing with you and you're not already a member of that group, I invite you to join. It's a great group of women and I share a lot of information about women's health there and answer questions. So I'll post a link to that group in the comments. And I also have a free guide on my website with my top 5 tips for hormonal health. So I'll post that link as well. It's on the homepage of my site. You just put in your name and email and you will get access to that guide. And lastly, if there is a topic or question that you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video, please let me know. I'm doing videos every week right now, every Wednesday, and I love covering topics that you are most interested in or questions that you have. I'm also posting all my videos that I do on Facebook Live on YouTube, so if it's easier for you to watch them there, go ahead and do so. It's under Susie Lychee. That's my channel. And that's about it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great rest of your week.